And here we are again. As you can see, I finally put in the new garden bed. The greenhouse is gone. There's everyone there. I think I've got a hornet or something flying around me. Oh dear. And this is the bed. So now I've got 3 beds. And the dirt that I used seemed a lot more fertilized with cow manure than I thought. So maybe I will grow some bok choy or lettuce instead of carrots at the moment. So yeah, how cool is that? Just a quick update. I'll add this to my next video and you'll see what I planted. Yes, I did put this garden upside down. I hope it doesn't make much difference and doesn't lose much soil down the bottom. Yes, I did a rush job and I put it upside down. As you can see, the caps are supposed to be on the top and the cap is on the bottom. So it's all good. In the spring, we're not going to be bothered in the spring. The soil being loose now, it probably might collapse if I pull it up. So in the spring, it may have formed more of a solid square and I'll just do it then. So, or I'll get my boyfriend to do it. I wish I'd got my boyfriend to do this because that stunk. So not a lot, but enough. So yeah, I sold the greenhouse. They're $70 brand new. It's only like 3 years old, but it had a lot of surface rust and I'm getting rid of a lot of my succulents. So I wanted a garden bed instead, and yep, I got $20 for the greenhouse without a cover. And I'm going to use that money towards another compost bin. I don't know why, but for some reason the people who have got them for sale, there's men on there who've got them for sale, don't seem to want to sell me them. So maybe because I said, can you deliver? He goes, oh, they're sold, which they're not, because I said, well, you might want to delete the ad if it's sold, and he just ignored me the next day when I told him that. So and the other one, he said, oh yeah, I'm at work right now and I'll check what brand they are and how big they are when I get home. Well, this is 2 days later. I haven't heard anything, and these are a bit expensive anyway, like $40 each. They're 59 brand new, so I might as well just take that 20 that I got for that greenhouse and buy a new one. So I'll sell a couple of plants. I'll end up funding it anyway. So I just put a little bit. You might be able to see the lighter areas in there. I just put a bit more straw in there. It's getting a bit baldy. So, and I noticed around where Groff the frog is in the strawberry patch, it's quite low, so it needs more soil. This probably needed more soil. I could have done 2 more bags of soil, honestly. There's a little bit of extra straw in there. Hopefully not too much. It starts heating up. So, but anyway, otherwise that'll be my fault. So yeah, like I said, it's a shame it's upside down, but it's not really going to make that much difference. I don't think I'm going to lose that much soil. If I do, too bad, so sad. Thankfully it's only $3.95 a bag, but yeah, ready to go. My basil have shriveled up. Must have been the wind. Shriveled up again. So I've given them some more water and hopefully they'll pop up again and maybe I can plant them tomorrow. So thank you so much. I will add to this video tomorrow. Bye. Well, here we are once again. Oh, that is, I believe, probably a sulphur crested cockatoo, a white cockatoo flying past. There's a bunch of them just went by. We are once again in my little garden. I haven't put anything in this patch yet. I was thinking of putting my poor little thyme plant, that doesn't look to be going so well, in here. I thought maybe in this corner, but it is going to actually rain. Yes, it looks sparse. I went and cut back pruned off some leaves off the zucchini. I did notice I am actually getting powdery mildew. No, that is not powdery mildew. That is the design of these Lebanese cucumbers. But I actually am getting some because I did see some actual powdery mildew, which you probably won't find on here now because I've cut them off. But yes, that's just the design of the Lebanese ones. But there was the round dots starting up on a couple of leaves. Oh, did I just see a zucchini? Oh, he's not bad. So it's going to rain all day tomorrow. So I haven't watered because we had a lot of rain. About 5 days ago, something, we had a lot of rain. So I was waiting for this rain to water. It's just, yeah, if I watered it might have been too much. So I was waiting for today. So, well, tomorrow. Friday's not rain. It's Thursday today. So we have a yellow tomato. He's a little bit pointy. A little bit pointy on the end. Right there. We have two more. This is called Big Yellow. Two more there. And just in case there's fruit fly, I've bagged them up. These are just jewelry bags or sweet almond wedding type bags. There's another tomato. There's another one. And I won't go too fast because it's annoying when the camera goes fast. There is a new one in there. And of course we've got these four. And we've got the original, which is, I think, it's not quite ready to harvest. But because it's going to rain, I'm afraid it might split. So I think I'm going to take it off and I'm going to use that bag. I was going to use this bag. My boyfriend just bought these over here laying around at his house. And he said that he thought they were bigger than, for example, this one. I'll show you. Because he bought them to give gifts to me and them. He's just had them laying around. This one, this Black Russian tomato, is maxed out of its bag because it's only got the tiniest bag on because I've been waiting. I ordered bags on the 9th of December. Like it's the 11th of February or something now. I mean, so I'm waiting. See, that's how big the bags are. But obviously the Black Russian, this is Black Russian, but obviously the first big Black Russian here has outgrown it. So I may have to snip that off. And he said put this on, but I think that's even too small. I'm going to take that one on the red one and put it on. So I'm waiting for my delivery of bags. So I'm just, you know, using what we've got. So yeah. All right. So yes, at the moment I have a couple of zucchini. I think that might be pollinated. That one definitely is. I've got 6 zucchini in the fridge. I really need to cook them up and I haven't. I cooked 2 up a couple of weeks ago and then I got, the next week or something, I got another 2 and now I've got another 2 again. So those old ones are starting to get that little, you know, losing their water look to them, a bit wrinkly. So I really need to cook them up. I'll probably cook them up tomorrow. I don't think that tomato is going to be ready to eat. It is quite firm. It's getting soft towards the bottom where it started to blush out, but it's quite firm. But I think if I leave it in the fridge for a few days, it'll probably be right. But if I leave it overnight, there's a possibility it may split, and I don't want that to happen. So I do have some dots on my tomatoes. I don't think it's fruit fly, because how the hell did they get into the bags? You know what I mean? So I think it's some kind. I looked it up and it said that there is some kind of bacterial thing that will do that. So yeah. Alrighty. I'm going to cut this off here. I'm going to grab the secateurs and I will stitch this together. Back in a minute. Okay. Alright, we're back. I may just snip, oh I can't, if I snip it off, I'm going to lose potential other tomatoes. So I'll just put that down there for a minute. I'll see if I can do this one-handed. Oh yes, look, it's coming off. I do have these plastic things that I got from eBay and they come quite quickly. I bought them back in December as well. But they're Truss Protectors. They will stop the branch from snapping when you have heavy tomatoes on them. Probably need to put some more on because I've just totally forgotten about them. Oh, here comes the bag. There we go. Pull this off. Oh, what a beauty. Hey? What a beauty. My first tomato harvest. 2021. That is rubbing from the branches, and maybe some bacteria. Yeah. So I don't think that's fruit fly, and if it is, then they must have jaws of steel to get through those tightly woven bags. Because look at the bags. Look at the bag. You can't get through there. So, I mean, people might say, oh, maybe it happened first off. Maybe it did, but some of these I've covered up since they first appeared, so I don't think that's what it is. And I'm not afraid of that. Anyway, so I think it'll be fine. So I'm going to take this off. See if I can twist it. Will that work? Hang on, let me just grab it. Riveting video, eh? Riveting. Let me just grab it, twist it. Thank you, Planty. Oh, there we go. Yes, I twisted it off. Yes, so it's had a bit of rubbing on the branches. This is rock hard, this tomato. The bottom has a little bit of give, like a nice firm ripe one. But that is quite hard, so I will put that in the fridge. And look at that colour. Beautiful. That's a nice size. It's a little size, like a little sandwich size. Not too big. Very good. So if you're a tomato expert, if you could give me advice on what the issues are with this tomato, that would be great. That is definitely scarring. It's not soft, it's rock hard. Yeah, these little, like I said, I very much doubt that that is fruit fly. I think it's a bacterial problem. So that's it. We have our first tomato. Very good. I'm sure it'll taste really nice. A few days, a week. All right. I will sit this just down here, and I'll use this bag. I think I've got a clip on it. I'll use this bag to replace this one. Can I get this off as easy? Probably not. If I open it, yeah, even if I open it, it's just, no, I'm gonna have to cut that off. Ooh, all right, I'll be back. I'm gonna get the scissors. Okay, we're back. I've got the scissors, and well, I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's not the easiest. I may have to just put you down for a minute, and I'll be back. I snipped off the corner of the bag on the bottom, and it's bursting at the seams, so hopefully I can get it off without hurting the tomato. It's trying to burst at the seams, so maybe this stitching coming along. Oh look, freedom! It says freedom. Must be a Scottish tomato. Oh, hang on. I discovered I've got more Scottish in me, actually. I thought that my grandparents on my mother's side, on my mother's side, were English. Last name Williamson. But actually, they're Scottish. Let me just see if I can. It's very hard to do things on head. I hope I'm not hurting this poor tomato. Yeah. Don't want to mark it up any more than it is, because I actually put a mark on it with my fingernail when it was little, trying to see what that base stuff was. But let me see if I can get it out. Oh, I hate smokers. Look at that. Sorry if you're a smoker, but not sorry, because yeah, it's just, we don't need to breathe that, you know what I'm saying? So going down the lane, innocent guy thinking, oh, I'm just smoking down the lane. It's going over to people's yards and people's houses. So you can block up your whole freaking house in a few minutes. All right, there you go. Okay, that is that bag destroyed, but look at this tomato. It's just so high for me. Sorry, people. Look at this tomato. It's black Russian. Look how big he's got. See? Oh. Yeah. He's nice and big, isn't he? Wow. Okay, well, he'll take a while to ripen up. We had 34 degrees today. It was supposed to be 34 degrees today. That's the hottest it's been in a couple of weeks. This is a very mild, wet Australian summer. We did have like 45 and 46 about a month ago, but we're supposed to be having it again now, but it's not happening. Right, okay, I'm gonna put this bag on. I don't know if using the same bag is bad for it, but it's better than nothing. Let me just see if I can do this one-handed. Is that broken? I thought I had a plastic. I don't have a truss clip. I might have to steal. Oh, shivers! Will the mint try to get me? I might have to steal this truss clip if I can. Okay, good. It wasn't hard to get off. Steal this truss clip. So I'll just put the phone down for a minute and do this, and I'll show you again. Hang on a second. Oh, I've got the bag over it. I've just got to pull the string now. Where's the other one? Up here. Where's the other? Oh, there it is. So just pull the string. Sorry about the bad footage. Right. Okay. That now has a big bag on it. It's free to grow. The only thing that might impede it is, I might hit on the stake a bit, but we're losing light. Can you see? We're losing light. It's about 7:30. We've got about about an hour of light left till it's totally dark. So yeah, so there you go. Big black Russian. Very good. So okay. Whew. We have the big black Russian covered. He's no longer in a straitjacket. The other ones are still small enough to be free in their little bags. This one, like I said, the bigger bags are due to turn up. So it's turn up this week. On film, it looks like they're starting to blush. Maybe they are. They go that sort of chartreuse green, French chartreuse green, greeny yellow. So that's all right. I was hoping that the other one would start blushing them up, but it'll happen. So I've got this big arm out here, and I would have cut it off, but there's not much left left it is there. So I'm going to leave it now that it's fruiting. The same with this one. It's got a big arm there and a big arm there. I'll probably let them fruit. I would show you the potato patch, but I've got, I will show you actually, but I won't be able to show you because I've got everything up here. So I have been trying to tidy up and sell some of these old succulents. I sold 7 plants yesterday. I don't really want to sell anymore. I do, but I don't. I trimmed those epiphyllums up. So now we have room in here. I could probably fill it back up if I could fill this back in. But now we have room in here. The second compost is now full of just like dead plants and dirt. I did add Rooster Booster, the pelletized chicken poop, and water, and I put cardboard toilet rolls and kitchen rolls in them, kitchen roll centers. I want my boyfriend to pick that up. I was going to, but he said he will, and probably upend the whole thing, core and all, because the core is natural. It's made out of coconut fiber, and I'll probably just replace that, or maybe if he can get that out and get the fiber off it, then that's fine. So I'll be waiting for him to do that. He was very sore muscles, so he couldn't do that yesterday. And tomorrow it's going to rain, so I'll get that. And he was going to put some more wire over there for my jasmine to grow up, but yeah, no, he's just too sore. So you can see over here, look at my potatoes. See all my pots? I'm going to start selling my pots because I've run out of ideas of which plants to sell. I'm going to the bigger bit over there. Let me see if I can get it in the picture. Oh, that is the cherry bite tomato, but all this is Dutch cream potatoes. So yeah, I've got the new dirt and pots and junk. Pots and junk. That is full of, I think that's full, yeah, no, that's full of cactus, some bags of cactus mix, succulent mix, dirt and, yeah, dirt pot mix. So yeah, I've got my bins here. So I want to sell most of the pots, just keep a few, because I want to do veggie gardens. And that's it now. I've tried growing roses, it's just too hot. I've got one rose, call her Rosie. She's just the one that's just hanging on, you know. But I'll get rid of the pots. And I want that big pot up there, that stoneware pot or whatever it's made out of. I had like pansies and violas in it a couple of summers ago, and it actually trying to focus. It actually well, something was crawling over the fence and laying in it. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was a possum. I don't know. I've never had a cat in the yard, so I don't think it was a cat. It could have been a possum, but it did nothing else. It didn't poop anywhere, it didn't wee anywhere, it didn't eat or crash or bite or anything else. It just laid in there and flattened them out. It was a lovely cool spot where it was 40-something degrees every day for it to lay in. As soon as the sun went down, it was laying in it. So anyway, I want to clear all that out. I'll get the dirt out of that pot. I tried ruby necklace succulent and it's just too hot over there. So I'll get all the dirt out of the pot. I've got a Aqua Seal. It's fish friendly silicone. There's 2 holes in the bottom of the pot, about 20-cent piece size. And I'm going to fill that up with the silicone, and then I'm going to fill that up with water. And I've got one of those solar powered fountainy things that you get off eBay, so I'm going to put that in that. I don't know if it will work because it's solar power. It may not work in the winter. I just hope it doesn't try and bring mosquitoes. If it does, then I'll just drain it out and fill it back up in the spring again. But you don't get that started. This jasmine's only been there since probably the same time as my vegetable garden's been in. So 7 weeks, 8 weeks, and the potatoes are starting to flower. They've got buds on them. I thought the leaves are going weird, and I thought this is either going to flower or I've got some kind of leaf curl problem. But no, there is actually buds on it, and I would show you, of course, but I'm in my pajamas, haha. And yeah, I can't get over there. I hope I haven't touched that bin. So yeah, so I've still got all these succulents. They're in bad nick because I haven't looked after them. So yeah, so the idea for this is the big greenhouse. It's very flimsy. You might say, why is there a white post in it across there? Because when we got it a couple of years ago, maybe not even, it was 2 poles joined together, probably because they couldn't fit the big one in the flat pack. 2 poles put together, and it would just separate, and not even, you know, the whole thing wants to lean. Obviously it's leaning against the wall a bit, so it's very flimsy, and the big green cover split. That's the problem, because they're not rigid. They go out of shape and they just pop the cover. I've got green cloth. I even bought $70 worth of plastic in a roll to put over it, but I think I'm just going to grow this jasmine, see how it goes, grow the jasmine up and over, and it'll be sort of, this is probably the sunniest place in the yard, so if I can get that jasmine up and over, it'll put a bit of dappled light for whatever I want to put in here. So basically my focus, instead of on succulents, is now going to be on vegetables. Here's the watermelons, of course just vegetables for me and mine. Maybe if I get a few things spare, I'll sell them on the marketplace, but that's not the point of this endeavour. So this watermelon's going all right now. It's late for watermelon. Look at him. Oh, I can start training him. Oh, how exciting. I can start training him up. Cool. All right. So if it doesn't work, that's just going to compost. But like I said in my last video, I just felt sorry for him. My boyfriend showed me, and I said, is that watermelon? It's a bit late for watermelon. It was the last punnet on the shelf. I said, yeah, get it. And what I did was a bit wasteful. At the same time, I asked him to get me sweet basil. Yeah. Well, a couple of days ago, I saw it limp again, and I was going to order it. No, yesterday. And then No, not yesterday, day before. And then yesterday I saw it and I thought, well, you know, sweet basil's going out. They're kind of just by putting it for sale, really. There's not really much time left for sweet basil, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to let it go. Waste of $4, but anyway, I've got to start growing my own, plant some seed. So, I'll show you the time. This time I've had since the start of spring, and I know thyme, this is lemon thyme, I know thyme likes rocky, sandy, dry, but I think this has been way too dry. And maybe because I just haven't trimmed it back, I don't know. But I'm going to take a risk. I thought, well, usually they start, when they get sparse like that, they usually die. So I'm going to take a risk and I'm going to put it in my new veggie garden. Now I thought I might put it in the corner here. I did think maybe I should put it in this corner, because if the greenhouse is still there, it might shade it from frost or too much sun or whatever. No, I think I'm going to stick to my plan. They say thyme grows about 2 foot by 2 foot, so I might put it in the corner there, so it's at the back, you know, and it might just sort of do something, or help pollination between, you know, instead of having it on the end. I probably will eventually get rid of this other greenhouse here, the next one up, and another garden, because I've got 2 garden beds, one on top of the potatoes and another one to go in somewhere. And yeah, so I want to do that little thyme and put it in there, and if it dies, then it dies, you know what I mean? Like, it might be too wet and whatever in this bed, but it might not, it might flourish. So that's what I'm going to try with it, because if I leave it like that now, it's probably going to die. So, all right, well, this is obviously not a professional video, but it's certainly real life. Look at my black Russian reaching for the sky. It's got to be, what, 6.5 foot? Wow. I was going to pin this leader branch back to it, but it just doesn't want to. This one actually. This one, I was going to pin this leader branch back, and you see how it's going off that way? But it's all stiff and it wants to do that, so I'm going to let it do it. It's trying to, just poking up over the fence. Have I got rust on my leaf? Oh, have I got rust? Oh, a bit of burning. I'll have a look at this. I'll look back at this video. Oh, it's been sunny today. I think that's rust. That could be what's on the tomato. I just don't know. If you know about tomatoes, let me know. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut some. If I cut some leaves, more leaves off, I'm not going to have much left, am I? Well, it is what it is. I mean, it's been a really shocking year for tomatoes. Oh, speaking of tomatoes, picked up my lovely little red one. It's been a really shocking year for tomatoes and things like that, because it's been such a mild, wet summer, and then a burst of sun, and then more mild wet, and now the sun's trying. It's just the temperatures, like I said, are autumn temperatures. We're only February 12, and it's been autumn temperatures, like between like 24 and 29 in the day. Today is supposed to be 34, but usually it's like 29 and 15, 16 at night. Tonight's going to be 20, but it's because it's going to rain tomorrow. So you can probably hear the traffic, the afternoon traffic going by. So it is what it is. I looked up what I would normally call potager gardens, but a potager, I do have French background with my family like 400 years ago, but it makes sense. Potager means for the pot or something similar to that, but it's a soup garden. So I looked that up, but it's basically monoculture, well, the ones online, you know, or a bunch of carrots or a bunch of cabbage. Square foot gardening is more what I want to do, to have various plants in. I think to have various plants here and there, it may have to do with crofting. They used to call little tiny suburban or farmy type things crofts in England. Maybe that's what it was about. But anyway, or maybe it's more of a cottage garden. I mean, cottage garden to me, you mean mix flowers, I guess. Either way, I want to know what things are, you know. So that's why I thought the square footage garden appealed, because I can write it down in a journal and have it all divided up and go, right, there's radishes there, carrots, you know, whatever. cabbages and know where they are. So we'll see. But I'll put the thyme in that corner. I was going to do it this afternoon, but it's not going to happen. So not tomorrow, but the next day probably will happen. And yeah, maybe I'll draw up a little thing. I've got a plant diary. I'll have to use it. So it's got space to draw up things in it. So I'll put the thyme in there, and then I will plant direct sow in there. I might do watermelon radish. I want kohlrabi. That's for the pot. The watermelon radish is just for curiosity and for something different. So anyway, enough rambling on. Thank you so much for watching. There's my poor little one rose up there, Rosie, in the black pot. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know what's going to happen. One good thing. I think this is actually spearmint, not mint. I bought it as peppermint, but no wonder it doesn't upset my tummy. That is actually spearmint. So how great is that? God knows what you want, doesn't he? He provides. So spearmint. Happy about that. It did try and flower. Yeah, this is a volunteer from a few years ago coming back there. It does it every year, most of the years. It comes back in different places, but it likes this spot sometimes. It did try and flower. I cut a few pieces off, so I don't know if it's supposed to flower right now or whether it is the autumn type temperatures that is making things flower, but it is what it is. And I might try. I didn't think it was as tall as it is actually, because the zucchinis were hanging over it. But I might try and harvest some. And it's got rust a little bit too now. It's just been so humid and wet. I might try and harvest some, at least have a cup of tea or something, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I think this tries to last the winter. Maybe I'll take a cutting, but I just don't want to spread rust either. I do have seeds from when I originally had it in the garden, so I may just grow a bit of that. Alright, I'm signing off. This is almost 20 minutes. Thank you so much for joining me on my little adventure and watching my little garden diaries. I don't know how successful these crops will be, but we'll get on to the next crops if it's not successful. Thank you so much for watching. I'll let Herbie sign off. You know Herbie by now if you watched the last video. See all my succulent mess. So see you later, Herbie. So I'll see you next time. Bye.